until you guys can see the first episode because there were things that I dug and there were things that I absolutely despised about that first episode. And I'll give you guys this much just so we can continue the conversation about it. Mm-hmm. There's a character in that show. I can't recall what her name is, but she is the Japanese character. I felt like every time that she was on screen, I felt like I was being insulted.
Wow.
All she did, she's like in an apartment and you know nothing about her. There's some gamer dude that just randomly is able to walk into her apartment and she goes on this adventure where she's trying to find her dad. There's this katana sword, which somehow, some way, we haven't been explained why. When the sword is sheathed, she's fine. When she unsheaths the sword, she suddenly becomes like in a video game. And she's fighting samurais, and her dad is somehow in the game too, and it's like almost like a Matrix meets Code Lyoko type of kick, but it was so stupid, and you get no explanation. You don't really get a sense of her as a character. She's just a Japanese chick that fights with a sword and is looking for her dad. There's this goofball gamer dude that's just automatically is just like her sidekick some type of way, and the episode ends with her fighting actual dudes in a building because that's where she, I guess, deduces where her dad is being held because he's been kidnapped. And I'm like, the episode ends with her fighting. I'm just like, what the hell was that? Her parts were just completely unnecessary and just stupid overall. I couldn't stand it. The rest of the episode, though, was great. That being said. The rest of it I really dug.
So tell us why you're mad. No. Tell us how you really feel.
We need another 30 minutes for me to go into why I'm really tight in the chest about that one. But
But I didn't think about it until you guys brought it up that there is so much going on at the same time. If you think about it, as Bruce is growing up, then that means Arrow is growing up. That means Superman is growing. They all grow because they're all relatively around the same age.
Correct? Oh, you're back on the DC thing?
No, just that whole time period that no one talks about. If you look at the timeline straight across all the different characters, it would be interesting.
You talk about the TV version because in 6 months, and it's 6 months from now when Batman versus Superman hits, it's like Batman's, I think, retired. Bruce is retired as Batman.
They've done a couple things.
Superman out of nowhere. They got that whole timeline out of whack.
They probably did that just to put Ben Affleck in it because they didn't want to go with a younger dude.
They didn't want to go with the younger dude. They basically had to promise Affleck that he'd be able to direct or something like that, one of the upcoming films. I kind of like that he's older because I don't know if I've referenced this in a previous show, but to have a year one Batman who's still getting his stees and earning his stripes as a superhero, to go up against a character who essentially has no flaws and can do every freaking power under the Tuscan sun, it's not a fair match. You need a boosted up, leveled up Batman in order to contend with Superman, who basically was just born with every power that you can imagine.
Yeah, but then
so
now...
it was a necessary change.
Yeah, but then not really, because then physically he would have to do so much to compete. Yes, we all know the tricks with the, Batman's very smart, but he still would have to physically be on some level.
He's more than smart, he's a genius, but it's the fact that he's able to, by the point that they're using in the films, that Bruce Wayne has been Batman long enough to where he has the Batmobile, he has all of his different, in his utility belt, he has basically every tool that you could possibly need to kick the crap out of somebody. Right. He has Batcave set up, he has his connects. He's been at the crime fighting game for a while now, so he knows how to do what he does. It wouldn't be fair if he has just a batarang that he can throw at Superman, and Superman's just oh, that's cute. It's not an even fight.
So how old is the range they're trying to say? He's 50, 60?
He's in his 40s, early to mid 40s, I'd say. Maybe a little older, but I don't think they're going to go that route. He's at his physical prime when he hits his 30s and 40s, guys. It's not like he's not done. It's not like in the Nolan films where he's been at Batman for 2 years and his body's just in shambles.
Well, that's what I do like. I didn't like that Nolan thing. I mean, that third movie, boo-hoo, he's on a cane, he hurt his knee. I'm like, I've read the books, guys. He fights with 2 busted legs, a busted arm.
Arms broken back.
I felt Nolan did not get Batman. I know people out there think he's a genius and whatever, but, You guys are wrong.
He created some excellent films, but it's like when it came to Batman himself, he really wanted to put the whole realism thing in there, which went a bit too far, I feel, especially with Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, but
because you're right, it's like, dude, Batman's been through so much worse and fought with like next to nothing, and he still come out on top. There's no way after a year.
He put so much attention on the Batmobile and so much attention on the explosions and the villains, he forgot about Batman.
Yeah, he turned him to James Bond. He was James Bond in a cop.
Yeah, more James Bond than Batman.
That's
I agree.
what he did to. I think that's the way he saw Batman. But I mean, for the longest, every time they done the Batman meets Superman story in the comics, he was always the young Batman. There was always some. I mean, I think they could have done some way to keep Batman young and meet Superman. But like I say, it's an interesting concept. So we'll see how it goes.
With this one, yeah.
The other shows, we're just running late. I wanted to bring it up. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. starts Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't care.
You guys sound so enthused. Next.
Agents of...
Sorry.
This is our break between...
I'm not too enthused about this either. Sleepy Hollow comes back this week. And
I got nothing. I haven't seen the show. I know that.
They used to have it on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But because the ratings were low last year on Monday, they moved it to Thursday this year.
That's not quite a death sentence. If they had been Friday, I'd be like, ooh.
Friday. I mean, that Constantine hour they gave
which is so not fair. That was
No,
Constantine.
really,
I don't care what anybody says. Constantine was a good
People
show.
go out Friday night, you know.
Everybody's out on Friday nights. It's like
Friday. They want a beer. What are they doing for Constantine?
Why don't they just bring the Pink Panther back?
Dude.
You know?
Why don't they just bring the Pink Panther back or something? Something interesting.
The Pink Panther?
Steve Martin.
Did you say the Pink Panther?
Yeah.
The detective?
Oh,
At this point, you know what? I'll give you that because there's this other show that's coming out. There's so many shows that I'm just like, we've seen this I don't know how many times. This doesn't even look remotely interesting.
Right.
Why did this get picked up for a full season? So, all right, I'll give you Pink Panther.
But seriously, you know what really would be cool? If they were to do Thundercats.
They did. They brought it back for an animated series. It was awesome. And then it went the way of Young Justice. It got canceled. It wasn't live act. Thundercats
not the cartoon. I meant 7 when he said to do.
Oh, live action. That would be amazing.
Live action.
If they were able to pull it off.
Picture, no. Let me stop you right there, 7. Okay? Think of Lion-O. Get a mental image of Lion-O in your head right now. Okay? Think of the blue thingy that has like the little gymnast outfit. Okay? Now picture that as live action, please.
Panthro?
Dude, full man.
You talk about Lion-O, Panthro, Chitara.
I haven't even gotten to Panther yet. Chitara, I'm fine with that. That's all good.
Yeah, I thought they were good to my side.
They'll just change the pants like they do in every other movie in concept.
Oh God.
Now they get the face down. I mean, Ron Perlman started out Beauty and the Beast, and he looked great in that
Ron
80s
Perlman,
makeup.
yeah. He's one of those guys that can just really, any type of makeup that you put on him, he just looks just fierce.
So, I mean, I guess a live action, you get a good makeup and you give him some pants and whatever, it could work.
I don't know if that
got movies. You guys remember Bryan Singer, who did the X-Men films and Superman Returns?
Of course. Superman Lives, yeah.
Yeah. Now he's doing, he's directing Jules Verne's classic 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
And that was with Captain Nemo, correct?
Captain Nemo.
Yeah,
right.
but why?
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah, I remember this book.
Leagues Under the Sea. What do you think about that?
Why bother? I mean, let's do Gone with the Wind again. I mean, really?
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I think, could be done well.
It's a good sci-fi story.
It's a good sci-fi story.
Great
It's steampunk. And I actually have a theory about this. I feel like Bryan Singer is using this to test the waters because
fun.
Thank you. And because they want to have another crack at the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Right, but they want to do that with women.
They want to do that with what?
Oh yeah. With what?
What? So wait, they want to do the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen
with women, bro. I'm not kidding you. Google it. Go online. And it makes no sense because what part of extraordinary gentlemen don't they get? It's
that can't be right. That can't be right.
I'm not
How?
kidding. You gotta watch the show. The show comes up with the wacky stuff. It's
Just do okay. I know that there was an issue because Alan Moore. So for those of you who don't know, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is a comic that's done by Alan Moore, who is not just one of the greatest comic book writers of all time, but just one of the greatest writers in general.
Yeah.
He's done, geez,
V for
watch
Vendetta.
like he's just done plenty of classic Swamp Thing. The best run of Swamp Thing ever was him. His whole thing with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and the film was just so jacked and messed up. Hollywood has screwed this man on so many occasions. The movie I liked because they've done it once before. I liked it with Sean Connery. I liked what they did. It was a solid action / sci-fi film. It just wasn't loyal to the source material. This next one, they're saying that they want to make it loyal to the source material and how keep the, I guess, sophistication and elevated like writing style. But now, Dean, you're telling me that they want to go Ghostbusters with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I don't have a problem with
Creative way, man. That's a creative way. I personally would rather not see Bryan Singer do this because I think his stuff has become too cliche formula. You know, it's too much formula with him lately.
I don't want to say
I
that
would
years
like
yet,
to
but
see either James Cameron, who's done great work with Avatar and
Cameron's
Titanic,
awesome.
and you know his history, and Terminator. He's done great work, and or Ridley Scott, who's done.
Ridley Scott would be good.
And
I
Ridley
feel
Scott
like
would be good.
He would take certain liberties with
Bryan
some of the
Singer.
characters, but that would be good. Bryan Singer, not so much. Bryan Singer compromises a lot with the studios. He compromises almost a little too much, I feel, at times with his films, because he's a great director, but when it comes to some of his choices and what he does with the plot, it can be kind of shaky. I.e., reference Superman Returns, aka Superman Lives, if you need talking about it. Because that was visually, it was stunning. It was directed well. He got good performances out of Kate Bosworth, amazing to me, and it just was boring. It was a boring film, but he's a fine director though. I just don't think he'd be good for League of
I
Extraordinary
don't think
Gentlemen.
it would be, and I really want this thing to work. So I would really like.
I love that film. I mean,
Sci-fi come back. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what
Just take
Panop's
first
on.
step.
The Panopticon is about that, Seven.
yeah.
Take the first arc of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, adapt that into a film. It'd be fine. You could
Right.
make an awesome sci-fi movie with that, and it leaves room open for future installments to the
That could be a
become
sci-fi
franchise.
series, to be
Or
honest with you.
yeah, I mean, I could see that being a series. That
I mean,
could work.
Just that time period. I mean, if you follow the last film, it could have been developed so much because there's so much folklore, there's so much historical stuff that really happened. There's so much mystery around that time. Anywhere between the whole right before World War One, all the way up to World War II. I mean, look at Indiana Jones. I mean, Spielberg ran all the way to the farm with that. Just kept digging into all these different things that happened at that time period.
Until the Crystal Skull, which we won't talk about.
We won't talk
but yeah.
about that. That's where you kind of.
We'll talk about
Right.
oh, and all the other stuff. No. With that, we end the show. No.
Well, you know what was so special about Indiana Jones 2? I liked 1 and 3, but what was so special about Indiana Jones 2 was the movie that changed the rating system. That was the movie. After that movie, they came up with PG-13.
Oh yeah, you told us about
Because
that.
so many.
That was the one was Short Round in 2 or 3?
2.
Short Round was in 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny. You put a character in there for the kids, but then you scare the hell out of the kids.
Then you scare the crap out of him. Yeah. Oh.
What the hell? You get ripping the heart out. What is this?
Oh, dude gets his heart ripped out, but it's for the kids.
But
Short
it's for
round.
the kids. And on that note, this is the end of our show today. Next week, it's all about Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Yes.
It's all about Comic-Con.
Coming.
It's coming, New York City, and it's going to be awesome. So on the West Coast, thank you very much, Drew.
Anytime we have a piece of art.
And
which I
Dean,
can't.
Constantine, happy birthday.
Thank
Birthday again, Dean.
And
Thank you. Show goes on.
I'm Seven, and thank you so much for joining us. Join us next week.
We have no Corso, so we have no Eclectica dance. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
Dean, take it away.
Not drunk enough, man. I'm not drunk enough.
Awesome.
Get some headbanging music.
Oh.